yes. All right. I think you are quite ready for anything that Ronan can luckily land on you. And I don't think you will be disappointed. Excuse me. Hi, hello, hi. Hello, 1 second, excuse me. You wouldn't happen to be heading to Snow Peak City, would you? I thought you looked like the type. A Pokemon trainer. I can see by the Pokeballs there on your belt. Who am I? Don't worry about that. I'm just a nice, lowly Pokemon route salesman. I like to help out trainers like you who are on their way, of course, to Snow Peak City in order to make sure they're properly prepared to face whatever challenges they might have ahead of them. Looks like you've had a long journey there. Let me just dust you off there. Yes, you seem to have traveled far and wide to get down here to Snow Peak City, of course. So, and by down here I do mean up the route here to the mountain behind you, as you see. Are you looking to perhaps challenge the gym leader, Ronan? I thought you looked like the winner in the making. I do believe you should be extremely happy that you've run across me this evening. I just so happen to be the finest salesman in this particular area of the R&R region, and none other than the perfect person for you to meet before your gym battle against the formidable Ronan and his frigid ice types. Now, would you happen to be in the need of a couple of items? I have many battle items, held items, healing items, even Pokemon, whatever you need, goods that are procured in even the most unique of ways. Perfect. Well, before you answer, let me go ahead and show you just a few of the wares that I have on here. I have my small little measly cart here, but don't let that fool you. I have many wonderful items that I think you'll be quite happy in. Now, before I go ahead and get any of my items out of my cart here, I do ask you to do me just a bit of a favor. If you do happen to hear the sirens of a Officer Jenny or anyone else who might be traveling down the route that doesn't want to see me at this particular time, please do give me a heads up. I'll hop into that bush right over there, and then as soon as the travelers are gone and out of the way, I'll hop back out and we'll resume our transactions here. Of course, I knew you looked like the perfect partner in crime. I mean, business, of course, and just proper friendship. Now, why am I out here? I'm outside, here in the wilderness on the route by myself instead of in the nice little city there. Well, I just like to have the peace and quiet away from the loud sirens and prying eyes of the town security and anything like that. So let me go ahead and get started. No more questions, please. I like to stay busy and on task. So first up, if you are indeed looking to challenge Ronan, that is, you might, in a few situations, take a possible damage from his Pokemon. I don't think that's likely with someone like you, but in case, I think I have some potions and other healing items that I think would be quite useful. Let me go ahead and see. Let me see what we've got here. Ah, yes, this is perfect. So, as you can hear, this mountain is quite cold, and of course that is why Ronan takes the ice Pokemon as his specialty. So if you are going to journey in this area for very long, or if you indeed plan on defeating Ronan, I think that this will be the absolute first stop on your way to victory. This, of course, I'm sure someone as smart as you look is very familiar with a item like this. This is a ice heal. It will heal your Pokemon from any frozen status, and of course, challenging Ronan might just put you in that exact situation from time to time, as you can hear. That is quite full and has a lot of use left in it, and as you can, I'm sure, see here, it has a nice easy spray handle here. We just have just a simple spray. Of course, this won't reduce the amount of sprays that are available to you. Of course, the price does not change no matter how many times I test it and show you how many sprays there are. But this will, of course, bring any of your frozen in place Pokemon back to fighting form. Of course, this is just a nice option for any trainer who is looking to absolutely devastate Rohnan. Now, this Ice Heal, as you can hear, is going to be an absolute must for any trainer who is going to be a winner. So what do you say is a Ice Heal something that you think you can't win without? I'll set it to the side. Keep that thought in mind, and I'll continue to show you the rest of my items. Now, any trainer who is going to be in any sort of battle, whether it be here on the routes or in a gym such as the one here in Snow Peak City, you might just need a potion. From time to time, you will, of course, take damage, and someone as good as of a trainer as you appear to be, I'm sure, does not take damage very often, but from time to time it might go ahead and occur. This super potion, of course, the purple indicates that it is indeed super. I think that this super potion will heal even the most stinging of damage. As you know, these super potions are called super for a reason, because they heal almost any amount of damage. It does not matter how great or how small. This super potion will bring your Pokemon back to their original state. Of course, it will not treat a fainted Pokemon, but a Pokemon with any bit of damage done to it will be healed fully. Yes, I knew that you looked very smart and would know that sort of thing already, but I wanted to go ahead and remind you, because, of course, I want you to be successful, as long as you buy my items, that is. So this super potion will be, of course, absolute necessity in your battles, but I will go ahead and allow you the time to think about it, but I think the choice is quite clear. Now, if, of course, you would like just maybe a bit more kick, and the added bonus of allowing any of your fainted Pokemon to be brought back to the battle, I think this Hyper Ultra Potion will be just the potion for you. This Hyper Ultra Potion not only will heal the entirety of your Pokemon's health, no matter how devastating the attack was, but it will also fully revive any of your fainted Pokemon. Of course, the classic orange color here does designate the Hyper Ultra status of the potion, but I think you would know that. And of course, don't look that up at all. Why waste the time when you can just take my word for it? Of course, my word is worth its weight in gold. Now, this Hyper Ultra Potion will, of course, heal absolutely any damage that the measly gym leader Rohnan might be lucky enough to strike on you, but it will also have plenty of sprays left to get you back down the route here and on your way to further victories. Of course, don't worry about the empty sound of the bottle. The bottle is just as full as you would expect it to be at the absorbent price that I am offering it. Now, this Hyper Ultra Super Duper Potion is yours for only the quite modest price of 1,000. Now, that might just be a bit more than you've heard about before at your local Pokemarts, but these are much more potent, of course, and not stolen, but they are just finely crafted by myself in that bush over there. Yeah, I'm that good. So, the Hyper Ultra Potion, 1,000. If you would indeed like the Super Potion, it is just a very, very low price of 500. And of course, if the Ice Heal is, your smart and obvious choice, then the Ice Heal, of course, will go to you for a nice and I think very fair 1,200. So that 1,200 will get you healing from all of Rohnan's Ice-type Pokemon, and I think you will be quite impressed. Now, if perhaps the healing items aren't your forte, or perhaps you don't plan on taking any damage, which, you seem like you just might not even take a hit, I think that maybe some held items might work wonders for you. And if you are as smart as you look, I would be willing to bet that you've brought along some fire Pokemon with you to combat the ice types that Rohnan does, of course, boast. I think I have just the item for you. One moment. Here it is. Yes. Now, where was that? Perfect. And here we are. As you can see here, this is a nice bit of held item. Charcoal. This charcoal is, of course, a fire type boosting item. Now, as small as it does appear, this held item charcoal does, of course, boost the fire type moves of any of your fire type Pokemon. And if someone like you was to challenge a ice type leader such as Rohnan, I do imagine that you would have brought at least one fire type Pokemon with you, and this item would be absolutely devastating in combination with that Pokemon that you, of course, brought with you. This charcoal can be yours for the low price of a nice 2,000, and of course can be held by any of your fire-type Pokemon, and can be switched and swapped between Pokemon themselves. So if you would like to win, this is, of course, the item for you. And where is that other item that I brought? Where is... Oh, here it is. And that's not the right one. There it is. This, of course, is the most powerful item of all. This right here. As you can hear, the nice, solid nature of this Pokemon item. This is the Everstone. Now, while it does just look like a pebble that I picked up out of the stream over there, this is indeed an Everstone, and this held item, if given to the proper Pokemon, will keep it from evolving forever. And of course, as you know as a trainer, what you don't want is your Pokemon to evolve, because if your Pokemon evolve, they actually become weaker and weaker with each evolution. That's why Charizards are, so weak, and Charmanders are, the absolute powerhouses they are. This Everstone, if placed on your Pokemon, will keep them in their most powerful state forever, and you can be sure that you will not need to visit me over and over to buy potions, because you can, continue to get knocked out. Don't worry about that. But if you indeed do continue to lose and be knocked out in battles with your unevolved and very weak Pokemon, you can, of course, come back to me, and I will sell you more and more potions. And of course, I want to raise the price each and every time to keep you desperate and keep you, dependent on my sales. I wouldn't do things like that, and I am simply your friend. Now, this Everstone is yours, of course, and I am assuming you will purchase it because you seem to be very intelligent and have a keen eye for quality and rarity. This Everstone can be yours for 1,500, and I think it is well worth the price. Now, I have one item that, I don't know if I should even show you this item, because it is just that rare and that powerful. But this item, of course, will not be a held item and not be a healing item, but will evolve even the most stubborn Pokemon. This item, where did I place that? I know I had it around here. Maybe it's in my other cloak. There it is. This, of course, is the Sunstone. This Sunstone, as you can see with the nice yellow and amber appearance, this Sunstone here, it has the wonderfully unique property of evolving a Pokemon. Now, what Pokemon, you may ask? Well, this Sunstone here, it is, very unique because matching the sort of color and aesthetic of the Sunstone. This Sunstone, brace yourself, will evolve any Pokemon that is yellow in color. Now, as strange as that does sound, this will evolve any yellow Pokemon. Of course, there are many yellow Pokemon species out there, and this will evolve each and every one of them. So this might just be the perfect item for you if you are interested in possibly getting some of the most powerful Pokemon there are in the world, and you can hang on to this and keep it for that special occasion when possibly you would like to get a pesky Pikachu to evolve into the wonderfully powerful Raichu. Of course, you would not want to do that if perhaps you had your Everstone on them, because of course the Everstone will cause your Pikachu to stay as powerful as possible. So perhaps maybe 2 Pikachus. You get one for the Everstone and keep it as the almost unstoppable powerhouse, and then another Pikachu to evolve with your Sunstone because of that yellow coloring. So I think maybe if you bought both of these, you might be the most powerful Pokemon trainer, in the entire world and possibly of all time. So I could, I don't want to do this, but I think I could part with this Sunstone. I shouldn't do this, but yes, 5,000. I know. Yes, 5,000. I'll give it to you for 5,000. And if you are, quick enough and don't think about it too long, perhaps maybe even I'll give it to you for 4,999. But let me think about that. Let's see here. So keep that in mind. Yes. So how many Pokemon do you have with you there? Really, 3. Okay. Well, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually carry up to 8 Pokemon with you at one time. Yes, I know you might have heard differently, but trust me, I am an expert. The 8 Pokemon you can carry with you, of course, require a substantial amount of Pokeballs or Pokemon catching, peripherals in order to fill those empty Pokemon slots that I see on your belt. So I know you have a few Pokeballs there with you. It looks like maybe even an Ultra Ball or Premier Ball there. I don't know where you got such trash like that, but I can offer you the most premium of Pokeball or Pokemon catching items here. So if you're interested in possibly catching the most powerful Pokemon in all of the region, I think possibly I have the Pokeball for you. Is that something that would interest someone like you? Perfect. Okay, let me go ahead and show you what I have. You won't be disappointed. Yes, here it is. I have 2 variations of the traditional Pokeball. I have this one. Now, if you are a quite perceptive individual, you will easily see the difference. But I also have a secondary option. So I have both of these Pokeballs. And these Pokeballs, while they do, of course, look very similar, someone like you, I know, can spot the many differences. I can see at least 8 right here from this angle. But of course I won't tell you what they are because I don't want to spoil the fun, and I don't want to insult you by insisting that you, of course, can't tell the difference between these 2 very similar Pokeballs. But I do have 2 options for you. Of course, we have the cheaper and more economy version here. This is the good Pokeball. The good Pokeball can catch most Pokemon, and most Pokemon that you consider good and catchable. This good Pokeball will get you those Pokemon in a swift and tidy fashion. The good Pokeball, of course, will catch almost every Pokemon, and some of the more powerful and quite high-level Pokemon might, of course, be able to manage to break out of it after much struggle. But the good Pokeball is, well, it's very good, and I shouldn't be doing this, but I think I could probably let you take it away today for a low, and please don't think about this too much. I don't want you to realize how much you're scamming me here, but I could give it away for a price of 400. And of course, 400 is no price to pay for, or I guess a small price to pay for catching almost all Pokemon in existence. But if perhaps you have your sights set on being the greatest Pokemon trainer there is, I would suggest going for the better Pokeball. We have the good Pokeball and the better Pokeball. The better Pokeball, while a slight bit more expensive at 600, which is it's a crime that I'm giving this better Pokeball away for that low price. But this better Pokeball will allow you to catch even better Pokemon than the good Pokeball. And of course, if you purchase both of them, you can catch good Pokemon and better Pokemon. And who wouldn't want to catch a better Pokemon than their opponents? So if you do plan on facing Rohnan, which you have said you are, especially when you buy all my items here. I think you'll be quite set up nicely. But wouldn't you like to have better Pokemon than the gym leader himself? And I have been told by my very reliable intel that Rohnan only utilizes traditional $200 Pokeballs, which you can imagine the type of Pokemon he is caught with, those measly and cheap, very cheap Pokeballs. But if you come in there catching Pokemon with the good Pokeball and the better Pokeball, I think we know what the result will be. So, of course, 400 and 600, I think possibly the right move is to go for both and catch all of the Pokemon. Gotta catch them all, you know how they say that. It's because, well, you have to spend money to catch Pokemon. So please do consider and don't think about that price too much. Now, the last thing I have for you, it is, well, it's quite rare, and I shouldn't even be showing you this, because while it might just look like a simple great ball that you would purchase at any Pokemart, I can assure you and offer you just a bit of professional advice, but this is by no means a great ball. This is simply a painted version made to look like a great ball. That way, most trainers don't know how powerful it truly is. It keeps it from being stolen, of course. If you have a very rare item and disguise it as a common and cheap, pathetic item, then most people will not want to take it off your hands. So we have expertly and meticulously crafted a disguise on this ball to look like a great ball. Of course, you do not want to try to scratch off that paint. It, of course, is very thick, and I don't think you would be able to. It will, of course, undoubtedly always look like a great ball, because that's just how good we are at our disguises. But this, of course, is the Mega Ball. I don't know if you've ever even heard of a Mega Ball. They are, well, how do I say this? They are unique to this region and this particular route, and some would even say that I am the only salesman of the Mega Ball in all of R&R, but I won't go ahead and boast on myself that much. Of course, this might be the only place you ever see one, but the Mega Ball, now get this, I don't want to frighten you with its power, but the Mega Ball will and is guaranteed, of course, money back guaranteed, if you manage to find me, that is, but the Mega Ball is guaranteed to catch any Pokemon on the first throw. And get this, some legends even say that it could catch Pokemon more than once. So if you would like to house possibly 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 Pokemon, or perhaps even all 8 in one Mega Ball, this, my friend, is going to be the absolute necessity for you. Now, the Mega Ball, of course, you're going to need to wait 2 weeks before utilizing this ball. It does need to charge after purchasing. Of course, after you successfully purchase the ball today, I will go ahead and initiate the charging aspect. There is a very patented and secret method to doing so, but I will activate the charging feature. After 2 weeks and you are well on your way away from here, the Mega Ball will be primed and ready for use, and at that point you can start throwing it at will at any Pokemon and see what your results are, and I don't think you will be disappointed. But if unfortunately you do utilize the Mega Ball before the 2-week grace period, or you don't follow the included instruction manual to a T, of course it will operate unfortunately just like a traditional Great Ball, but I'm sure you'll figure it out and have no issues utilizing the absolute potential of your Mega Ball here. Any questions? Oh, price, yes. Well, at 10,000, I think the Mega Ball is quite the steal, if you know what I mean. I think that, well, if perhaps you purchased one thing from me today, the Mega Ball would be, well, it would give you the biggest margin of success. And that's right, success. Your largest margin of success would come from a purchase of this Mega Ball here today. And of course, I would be taking quite the loss because it took, well over a year to manufacture such a wonderful and powerful ball. And of course, the priming process and all of that is included in that price. But I would be willing to part with it just to help out someone like you, because I would like to see Rohnan take a very embarrassing defeat at the hands of someone smart enough to purchase a Mega Ball from me. And of course, if you do have any issues with the Mega Ball or questions about the instructions, please do look for me here in this forest, and good luck, because, well, sometimes I am quite busy and can tend to move around quickly and only at night. So if you don't seem to find me, just wait around. I'm sure I'll be back. But of course, the Mega Ball 10,000, don't let it slip away. And that, of course, is the last item I have. I can safely assume that you would like this Ice Heal, of course. And let me go ahead and prime you for battle here with the Ice Heal. Let's go ahead and get you all set up for victory. Yes, we don't want any unfortunate freezing incidents here. Yes, alright, I think you are quite ready for anything that Rohnan can luckily land on you. But if, of course, you do need an extra spritz or spray, don't hesitate to come back and purchase another. I do have several in stock, so I will give you that and allow you a bit of time to think on any other items that you would like to purchase. And of course, if you can think of anything else that you possibly would need in the future, go ahead and let me know, because I do have I'm quite adept at getting my hands on any item that is required and can make a bit of profit on. So don't hesitate to throw me out a request, and I'm sure I can find it somewhere. So go ahead and take your time and let me know which items you would like to leave with today. Thank you so much, and please, good luck with Rohnan, and enjoy your stay at Snow Peak City. Of course, I am much more comfortable here on the outskirts, but that's just the noble person that I am. I like to let others have all of the fun while I do the hard and dirty work here on the outside. So please do give my regard to Rohnan, and yes, don't hesitate to spend your money here. Yes, let's go ahead and get down to business and get you on your way. Of course.